Capitol Reef is named for an iconic landform that you can see driving down Highway 24 towards the east. It's a classic dome shape that reminded Mormon pioneers of the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Reef is a nautical term, and you never want to run your ship aground on a reef. And for many people new to this area, coming into this rugged terrain, the Waterpocket Fold formed an imposing barrier nearly 87 miles in length. And so, in a way, it was a reef in that it was a barrier to transportation. The Fruita area is basically the small floodplain at the confluence of Sulphur Creek and the Fremont River. It's the area that was inhabited and used to leave petroglyphs by prehistoric people. It's the main travel corridor through the reef, and it's also the area where Mormon pioneers settled, leaving vestiges of their community. It's a place where people can come and picnic. They can enjoy the remnants of the historic and prehistoric peoples, and they can do several of our hiking trails in this area that start from the Fruita Historic District, and it's also the location of our campground. The Cathedral Valley area of the park is the most remote and isolated part of the park. It's where the Waterpocket Fold's uplift tapers down into a more gradual, flat, open expanse of desert, where erosion has washed away the softer sediments and massive monoliths seem to rise up out of the desert floor. Many of them seem to have flying buttresses, which reminded people of cathedrals. Others have rounded caps on top of them, which are reminiscent of basilicas. A strike valley is the area where a fold hits the valley, and so the fold actually strikes the valley. The strike valley area of the Waterpocket District is in the south end of the park, and it provides visitors with the most spectacular view of the Waterpocket Fold. The Waterpocket Fold name comes from the layer of Navajo sandstone, which tends to erode and form small depressions that collect rainwater and snowmelt. And some of them can get quite large as the sediments are flushed out of these impoundments. And so throughout the entire Waterpocket Fold in the Navajo sandstone, you're likely to find these water pockets or catch basins that give the entire fold its name, the Waterpocket Fold. This is the main panel. And so on the right-hand side, you see the anthropomorphic figures, the human ones. And they're really characteristic of the style of these people. Their human figures tend to be very trapezoidal-shaped bodies. Some people call it the linebacker shape, with the broad shoulders tapering down to a narrow waist. And also these figures, you'll notice, have quite decorative headgear on. In alcoves in Utah, the headgear has actually been located, and some of it was made of antlers, some of it was made of feathers, so quite a variety in these ceremonial headdresses. And the Hopi people consider that these are clan signs, and there are stories that tell about their people's history. The Paiute people also connect many of these figures with the emergence story, which tells how people came from the underworld through the portal onto the surface of the planet.